Welcome back, New Beginners. We are New Beginnings After 40. I am Jen.
I'm Kimberly.
And I'm Lori.
Due to the content of tonight's podcast, we strongly suggest that you listen to this episode on your favorite audio platform, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and many more.
You are listening to New Beginnings After Dark, the part of New Beginnings After 40 where we dim the lights, pour something strong, and open the door to the stories that never stayed buried. We will each dig up a haunting from history, the kind that lingers long after the last guest leaves. My tale takes us to New Orleans, to a mansion where beauty and brutality once danced beneath the same chandelier. Welcome to the LaLaurie Mansion. But first, let's talk about our week.
All right, Lori, give us the lowdown.
Well, if you are actually decided to watch and listen to this great podcast, then you will see that I currently am dressed with U.S. Grand Prix attire. I got my Austin hat, cowboy hat, and my Max Verstappen U.S. Grand Prix jacket, which I love.
It's awesome.
So I had to celebrate, for the United States Grand Prix this week, so all festive. So I wanted to kind of bring up a couple of things that came up this week. So big, first off in the headline on Friday, we kind of knew it was going to launch, but Apple has officially launched that they have purchased the right for you to watch F1 in the U.S. $140 million they paid for the right to watch F1 in the U.S. from ESPN.
Oh, wait, from ESPN?
Yeah, so currently you have been watching it on ESPN when you're watching it, or sometimes on the weekends. If like this weekend, it was the United States Grand Prix, so they also air it usually on ABC or ESPN. But either way, that will be going away come January.
That is
January.
wonderful.
The only way you will be able to watch F1 is by Apple subscription, which for me, I have F1 TV. So I was, don't know how this is going to go. I exclusively play for F1 TV because I like to hear all the commentating, the pre-race stuff, post-race stuff. There's lots of archives in there for old stuff you can go back and watch. What is going to happen is Apple is going to absorb that for the next 5 years at least. So I will basically be doing the same thing and paying for a subscription, but I will have to pay Apple instead of F1 TV. So it's supposed to be kind of like you're going to open up the Apple app and then you will have F1 Premium to go along with that. So. Okay. Well, so I don't know how it works because I've never had Apple. Okay. So that's the big thing coming out of this weekend. I will say that, we've complained a lot about the commentating off and on throughout this season, but this week it was spot on. The broadcasting that you were listening to, Kimberly, on ESPN or ABC, what's currently being aired is Sky Sports. So for now, I do believe that Sky Sports will continue doing the broadcasting. I don't know how beyond 26 how that's going to go. Apple may have their own. I hope not, because I really like Sky Sports. Because even though I watch F1 TV to watch my races, I can toggle between F1 TV commentating or international commentating, which I love international because we have Croffy on there and he's amazing. Speaking of Croffy, fantastic quote that he came out this week. I am getting reminded of that scene in Jurassic Park where two people sat in a Jeep trying to escape the dinosaurs, and there's a T-Rex charging after them. And ladies and gentlemen, that T-Rex is Max, and Lando and Oscar are on that Jeep. It was so great because all weekend he literally kept saying the T-Rex is coming, the T-Rex is coming, the T-Rex is coming.
Well, that is fine for Max to be in the Jeep because Lando's going to be driving.
He is a T-Rex. Oscar and Lando were in the Jeep. McLaren.
They're going to be riding the T-Rex. No. Yes, Lando's going to be right there going, giddy up.
No. Okay, so what the highlights out of this weekend were, so Max won the sprint pole, and Lando was P2, and Oscar was P3, and Hulkenberg was P4, which was crazy and amazing. Then the sprint race happens, and turn one, Lando's trying to get through. Really, Hulkenberg kind of pushed him into Oscar, but Oscar also turned in. So either way, both McLarens were out in turn 1, out of the race. I'm like, why couldn't this happen in the regular race? Because you only get 8 points in the sprint race. But either way, Max wins the sprint race. Carlos Sainz got 3rd, which I was really excited about. Russell got P2. Yeah. Then we get to qualifying for the race, and Max wins qualifying again, P1, Lando P2, and Leclerc came out of nowhere in the Ferrari and got P3. So the race was not very exciting. I didn't think it was. It was just kind of over and done with. There was a lot of great battles amongst Leclerc and Lando there for a while, but Max at one point was 10 seconds ahead, which he hadn't done in a long time. So it was awesome. So Max won the race, Lando P2, Leclerc P3, which I was totally excited about because there's Leclerc is my second favorite driver, and Max is
Charles Leclerc.
So we call it Lestaffen between the two of them. So now Max is now 40 points behind Oscar.
And will still lose.
I'm not done. And Lando is 14 points behind Oscar. So the charge is happening. Also, I'm still 35% because everything has to go right. But if McLaren keeps fluffing up, and Max is still himself, I have 50% chance I either win or I don't.
Yes.
So it's just
and we're going to have a celebration, and then the other person will be sad because they lost, and then I will be over here going, woohoo!
Okay, well, I will just say that there are so many, even McLaren fans, that have now jumped on Max Verstappen's bandwagon because whoever loses in that McLaren camp, it's going to be disaster in that camp.
Yeah.
It really is. It's going to be a utter disaster, and that's what I'm not looking forward to, the fallout.
We will see.
So that was an exciting. So also, fun fact is that Max is the only one in Formula One history who has taken pole, sprint win, pole for the race, and race win all in the one weekend.
That is
He's
great.
done that like 3 times, but he is the only one who's done that on a sprint weekend. So
I'll give you kudos to that, Max.
yes. Anyway, that's it.
Anything else this week?
No, man, because I was all about racing all weekend. That was exciting. I don't think I did anything else. Did I? Because we decided not to do the podcast till now, so we're doing it now on Monday. Oh, I did have needling done this evening at therapy, so we'll see how that goes.
And I love needling, so I really want more.
Do you hurt the next day?
I do not.
Yeah, so we'll see how I am.
Okay.
The first time I did it, I did not, but the second time he reminded me, I asked him why I didn't do it again, and he said, I think because you said I'm never doing that again. I'm like, okay. So I don't know.
Does he put the needle all the way down in the muscle?
Oh, yeah. This side
and he waits for it to spasm?
Oh, it spasmed immediately.
Oh.
And then he left him in there for a while.
Yeah.
So I did him like on each neck trap and then the back of my head too.
I love it. Love it. Love it.
Well,
I want more.
You need to come to him so you can do it.
Just
It's covered under insurance too. I don't pay anything extra.
I know when I go to my back doctor and neck doctor, I'm going to ask for a new prescription. So, okay. So, Jen, what was up with your week?
So this week, I mostly was just working on my lessons. I did go see my mom and dad on Tuesday, and we had a great night laughing. And Friday, I went with Terry to Jefferson, Texas for a Bigfoot conference.
So nice.
And his best friend have their own YouTube channel called Lone Star Supernatural, and his best friend wasn't able to go, so I went with him, and we trekked through the woods at night. It was uber freaking creepy, but amazing. I wasn't scared at all. I just wished I had a chair so that I could sit and look at the stars and listen to everything going on around me. And then we went to the conference the next day and didn't stay long at all. He just needed to chat with a few people, and then we walked around Jefferson and did some shopping and had lunch, and then we came home.
Well, you came home early.
We did come home early because there was a big storm Saturday night afternoon, so we wouldn't have been able to go trekking through the woods again. He said technically his boots were rainproof, but my tennis shoes weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Well, I bet you will never do that again.
I bet I won't.
You can go by yourself.
Yeah, I can. I told my mom I just really want to go somewhere because I canceled my Port Aransas trip. I canceled my Hot Springs trip. I just want to go somewhere, even if it's the Bigfoot convention.
I know I had to delete your event today when I was adding in calendars, and it said for you into Hot Springs, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, baby girl.
Delete. Yes, I don't even think I've deleted it from my calendar yet. So, and then also I didn't go to Austin, so I said I am going to Jefferson, Texas.
Oh, yeah. So, well, great
You
trip.
tried.
I did, and I loved my bed Saturday night when we got home.
When you texted and said I'm home, I thought you were meaning the hotel, and then I said, "Wait, are you home? And she's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "Oh, I wanted to come over so badly, but I didn't."
It's probably good because I think I was asleep fast. We got home about 9. I gave the cats their wet food and said night.
That's funny.
Awesome.
The bed in the hotel. All night, all day and all night, these big rigs go by and you hear them power breaking down, and there's like something in the road right in front of the hotel. So every time they go by, everything vibrates. The couch that I was sitting on, the bed. So it's like, and I mean, it was all night long. And there was times where I'd wake up thinking the cats were jumping on the bed, but no, it was just a truck driving by.
But you got a jacuzzi tub.
Yeah, did you use a jacuzzi
No, I
tub?
did not. There was a bug in it.
That's disgusting.
I think that the room that we got is not one that's ever used, and they just didn't have anything else available. So they wouldn't.
They shouldn't have upcharged
They
you.
shouldn't.
What did they do? Leisure reservation?
And we knew that there was nowhere else to go.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
because it's credited by the
I
convention.
really liked the room because I had an L-shaped couch that I was able to sit on with my computer, and he took over a little love seat on the other side of the room with a coffee table for all his stuff. We were good. We got there and turned on football, and it was good.
Well, that's great.
I got away for a day. There was no cats. There was no dogs. It was my vacation.
Well, that was a fun vacation.
That was a very
You should have
fun
went to
vacation.
Austin.
Yeah, I should've. So mostly I've been watching Slasher. Guys, I love this show. It's about eight episodes a season, and each season is a completely different story.
Yes.
And they're so good. I mean, it's the same actors in each, which is my favorite, seeing them as a new character each time. I'm currently on season 5, which is The Ripper, and I didn't
Wait, is 5 the one that is on
Shudder.
Shudder?
4 and 5 are both on Shudder. The first
So
3
you
are on Netflix.
started it without me?
I texted you last night and told you I'm starting season 4 on Shudder, and then I just kept going and going and going and going.
Okay. We agreed that we would watch it together.
You said text me when you decided to watch it, and I texted you last night. I decided to watch it.
Okay, I may or may have not seen that. I'm not sure.
You probably didn't.
One of the messages that you chose not to read.
Okay.
So it's so good. It's perfect for Halloween.
Yes.
I mean, it's bloody slasher type stuff. Not everybody would like it, but I like the stories.
Did I tell you? I think I did about it.
Yes, you did.
What is it? Dairy, city, town. However, so on HBO Max on the 26th, there's going to be a series called It, and then talking about everything that goes on in Derry.
Yeah, I think it's Welcome to Dairy or something.
to Dairy. So I cannot wait for that.
I lost my HBO Max membership.
Uh-oh.
I don't.
Can you get it back?
I don't know, but I'm like, how many subscriptions does one have to have?
Oh, we have them all. You have to.
I had to, because I wanted to watch Task. And it was like, I truly, deeply wanted to watch that. And so I had to download HBO Max. And then now I see all these awesome things on there. And so now I have HBO Max. And then I don't know what else. I'm not going to buy Slasher again. I'll just come into your house.
Okay. Well, you get 1 week free, so just watch it all.
I never heard of Shudder.
Shudder is great because it's all scary movies and scary TV shows. That's all it is. Hours and hours and hours of scary stuff.
That's not my
No.
genre.
It's not, but I'll just
have it
come
for
early.
at least this month.
Okay, well, I'll come. Did you do that for the month?
Well, it depends.
Okay.
I'll probably forget to cancel it and have it next Halloween.
Oh my God, I made a to-do list last night about, because I'm like, this is my week of actually doing stuff. So I made a to-do list. And so I was going through my bank account. Okay, cancel Go Pure. Cancel J-Lo, because it's all these things that I'm buying and that I'm not realizing, and it's on an auto subscription, and I'm like, oh my God, no, let's do that. So I had to put each task. I think I got like 3 tasks done today. Oh my God, I guess since I'm
Your turn.
Yeah.
I guess it's my turn. Today, I actually, it's all about organization week this week. So I cleaned out the refrigerator and freezer. I mean, scrubbed the walls, everything, all the shelves, took everything out, and then reorganized it. And okay, you might laugh, but my family, we really have to watch about expiration dates.
Have I not brought that up?
Because that, it's just that sometimes we don't eat, and then we have multiple of things, and then it just sat in there. So I had to literally take every single item in the refrigerator, and then I wrote the expiration date on top so everybody would know without, having to pick it up. Alyssa, she can pick up a package out of the refrigerator, and she can't find the expiration date. It can literally be right in front of her, and she'll say, Mom, I can't find it. So I have to find it and then tell her to read it because I can't read it.
That was genius. I wish you'd have come up with that over the summer.
Yeah, so I just did that, and then I redid the whole freezer. So that's part 1 of my madness. Tomorrow will be the pantry, getting everything out, throwing away the stuff that's expired. But my project is going to be, I saw it on Pinterest, to flip your pantry to your cabinets and your glasses and plates to your pantry. So I watched it, I liked it, so I hope I can make this work. So I'm not asking, because then there'll be 100 reasons why that's a bad idea. So I'm not letting my husband know. I'm just going to do it.
I'll get used to it.
Oh yeah,
I can't do that because I have a pull out of the wall pantry.
So yeah, and then I'm gonna just take all the drawers, clean it all out, and then everything. So that will be my whole week. So I'm gonna do 1 week for the kitchen. And I have been sucking at studying because it's either a really good show on or I'm sleeping. So this week is all organization, and then next week is going to be all studying. So this week I actually had my echo and my stress test, which the echo...
Well, you talked about the echo, but you told us about the stress.
That's right. I'm so sorry. We did talk about that, echo, because Jen thought I had an alien in my stomach.
That's right.
A demon.
A demon. And I said, alien.
It's totally a demon.
So what the stress test was, it was a nuclear and the treadmill stress test. So yeah, that took an hour, and so because they have to pump you up in this medicine and have this machine go all around you taking pictures, and then you have to go in to do the treadmill, which the treadmill's fine. They shoot you up with more medicine. The treadmill's fine, and even when it's going faster, I'm fine. And then, but the tilting, when the tilting got like seriously, I'm climbing Mount Everest. Then I think I lasted about a little over 7 minutes, and I said, okay, I can't do this anymore. I'm about to faint. And so she had to do a few more things, and then she stopped it. Then I had to go back in and do the machine filming all of me again. So I will have my results on Monday.
Okay.
And then pretty much really the rest of the week, besides me just laying in bed and watching every episode of anything I could find, I did have a great weekend. Saturday, my husband, so I was doing things around the house, and then my husband was watching football on the patio. Well, we haven't really, he loves going out there, but it was cool weather. It was like a nice. So on Saturday, we set out and we just watched all of college football. Go Aggies. I went like this.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That's 2 weeks in a row. Y'all scored that.
Go Aggies. And then we watched a movie outside. Then on Sunday, he wanted to grill. So I invited over Miss Jen and Terry because they wanted some chicken. So they got their chicken, and
It was phenomenal.
It really was phenomenal. So we did that, and then when they left, we watched Sunday NFL football all night. And yeah, sitting outside, and I'm like, okay, Larry, you need to get this area cleaned because I want to be able to use my fireplace in the center, and it's the gas one.
Mm-hmm.
Then I need you to go and get the frame of the fireplace, the actual fireplace, and I need you to get that installed too, so we can hang out here all fall and part of winter.
Yeah.
So I told him, I said, I'm serious, but other than that, that is it. So pretty much lazy week and then fun football. So
It's a good ending to a lazy week.
yes.
And I'm sure Larry enjoyed spending the time with you.
Oh yeah. We spent both days together, so which doesn't really happen, and so it was a great time, and I loved it. All right. So anybody else got anything? Okay. Well, let's get started.
Ready to hear my story?
I am ready to hear Jen's story.
The LaLaurie Mansion, Madame's House of Horrors. New Orleans, the city of jazz, voodoo, and secrets. And no secret is darker than the one behind the iron gates of 1140 Royal Street, the LaLaurie Mansion. In the 1830s, Madame Delphine LaLaurie was the jewel of Creole society. Beautiful, wealthy, ruthless. Her parties shimmered with chandeliers and gossip, but something awful hid behind those velvet curtains. Whispers spread of missing servants and girls' fatal falls from the balcony. Still, the city looked away until April 10th, 1834. Flames tore through the kitchen. Rescuers broke in and found horror chained in the attic. 7 enslaved souls, tortured, broken, and barely alive. Madame LaLaurie fled that night, and New Orleans has never forgotten. The mansion sat empty for years. Tenants heard chains, weeping, footsteps where no one walked. Children saw a woman in antique lace pacing the halls. Even Nicolas Cage called it the most haunted house in America. He never slept there. Today, the mansion sits silent, locked tight. Tour guides stop across the street and whisper that if you look long enough, you'll see a lantern swinging in that top floor window and a shadow still pacing the attic. Okay, guys, it's midnight in the French Quarter, and I'm standing outside the LaLaurie Mansion. The owner's letting me record inside for 1 hour. No lights, just this recorder. The hallway smells like perfume and smoke. I'm heading towards the attic. If anyone can hear me up there, I just want to listen. It's not the building settling. What is that? Who is she? Madame LaLaurie? Tell me your name. Something cold just grabbed my shoulder. I can still hear Shane's. 3 short, 1 long, like someone tapping a code. If you can hear me, I'm sorry for what she did to you. That was the last miracle captured inside the LaLaurie Mansion. The attic door was still chained when I left. But when I played back the recording later, the final 3 words weren't mine. They were hers. Until next time, keep your mirrors covered, your lights low, and your doors locked.
Wow, I love that story. And last October, Alyssa and I did a tour around the city for ghost tours, and they took us there. And so they're right. We can only just look up at it. And so, but there were, great stories about it. And I seriously can't believe that Nicolas Cage bought it at one time. But
And wouldn't stay the night there.
no, I mean, listen, Alyssa and I have stayed in a haunted hotel. I would probably do it.
Yes.
100%. Oh, all right, Laurie. So let's listen to your story.
You're listening to New Beginnings After Dark, where history never truly rests. Tonight we walk the cobblestone streets of Salem, Massachusetts, a town that still keeps its secrets in whispers and candlelight. Our story begins at 310 Essex Street, the Witch House, the only building still standing with direct ties to the witch trials of 1692. This is the Whispers at the Witch House. The Witch House once belonged to Judge Jonathan Corrin, a man who was condemned to be accused while praying under the very roof. Nearly 3 centuries later, I arrived just after dusk. Lanterns growing in the windows. The street was deserted. The black painted door creaked open, as if it already knew my name. Inside, the air was stale, a blend of dust, sea salt, and something older. And on the mantel, a single black shoe set turned sideways. Old superstition, a charm to tap evil spirits. I brushed the dust from the edge, and the air grew cold enough to fog my breath. There was a soft candle in the room, and sitting in the room, I walked into the amber light. Portraits of the Corrin family lined the walls, stiff, paled faces painted before photography could capture their guilt. A tall mirror leaned against the wall. Its glass shimmered still like water. For a moment, I saw only myself. Then my reflection blinked a half second too late. My mirror self smiled. I didn't. And behind that not me reflection, a figure moved. A woman in a colonial dress, face gray and drawn, standing at my shoulder. The glass began to crack. The mirror split from the top to the bottom, a single sharp line, and a whisper drifted through the crack. I will not rest. Drawn by something I don't understand, I follow the crack in the mirror to a narrow door at the back of the room. It opened into a stone cellar, a space that smelled of damp ash and iron. Chans hung from the beams. Legend says that Corwin used this chamber to question the accused before the trial. They were promised mercy if they confessed, but none ever received it. I knelt beside the bench, tracing faint scratches into the stone, initials maybe carved by shaking hands, then metal chained against the stone. A woman's sob drifted through the air. In the corner, a shadow took its shape, the same woman from the mirror. She mouthed something. I could hear, and vanish. My heart began to race. Salem is in hysteria. Judge Corwin sit high above the accused. A young woman trembled, begged for mercy. The judge raised his hand. The gavel followed in silence. Then a scream that could never truly end. That scream still lingers here. I can still feel it in your ribs, like the air itself remembers. I ran back into the hallway. The candlelight was gone. The door behind me closed itself with a slow, final sleigh. I reached the street. I ran and ran and ran until I reached the street. Fog rolled across the cobblestone like a living thing. When I turned back, a single light burned in the attic window, just enough to show a silhouette, a woman watching. And I realized the trial never ended here. They just moved into the walls. That was the whispers at the witch house. If you ever visit Salem, look for the black painted door at Essex Street. And if it creaks open for you, maybe don't step inside.
Oh, that gave me a little bit of chill.
Loved it. That was very creepy.
That was very creepy.
Have y'all been to Salem? We haven't been to Salem.
No, I actually want to go to Salem. One of my best friends in Alabama, Tony, she just went, I guess, a year or so ago, and to Salem and did like the whole around Halloween time.
Yes.
Because that's when her birthday is. And so I'm like, let's do that. I would really like to do it in October.
I know we keep planning all these trips for next year. It's probably not going to happen, but let's do that.
Yes. Okay, maybe we should write down everything that we're wanting to do so we can pick and choose 2026, 2027. Yeah.
That's a great idea.
All right. So we're going to start with my story. Okay, so we have low heartbeat, faint whisper, and thunder swell, slap, slap. Jen walked through the haunted hills of the LaLaurie Mansion in New Orleans, while Laurie listened for whispers in the witch house of Salem. Tonight, our story stays in Salem, but this time, the ghost isn't bound to any one place. He follows you. This is the Strangler of Salem. So we have ding dong, ding dong. Salem has the way of holding onto its dead. Every cobblestone remembers footsteps. Every alleyway remembers a scream. But there's one ghost that the tour guides don't like to talk about, because this one doesn't haunt a single home. He follows you. The rain hits the pavement. Then you hear faint police cars, and then nothing but silence. The story begins in the late 1800s, long after the witch trials, but still in their shadow. Between 1888 and 1893, 6 people were found dead in Salem's Old Town District. No blood, no weapon, just a single bruise around the neck, like a thumbprint. Locals blamed a vagrant, a sailor, a madman, but the police never caught anyone. Then the killing stopped for nearly a century. And then in 1992, the 300th anniversary of the witch trials, a tour guide named Lydia Mason revived the old walking route through Charter Street. She prided herself on authenticity, real cobblestones, no props, and no gimmicks. And then you hear group footsteps, dun 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 dun, with flashlights flickering everywhere. One October night, she had led a group past the Bearing Point Cemetery. Her flashlight thickened and then flickered, then went dark. The air turned heavy, like the night itself was holding its breath. Someone screamed, "Ah!" When the lights came back on, Lydia was gone. They found her later by the cemetery gate. No struggle, no sound, only a faint bruise around her throat. Then, they say, if you walk through Salem alone after midnight, especially near the graveyard, you'll hear footsteps behind you. Not close, just far enough that when you stop, they stop. Ignore them, and you'll feel it, the cold breath on your neck. They say the Strangler doesn't kill out of anger. He kills out of memory. He's not a man, just the echo of one. A reflection of the fear Salem was built on. A punishment for anyone who comes just to gawk at the dead. In 2011, a paranormal group recorded EVPs in that same alleyway. They asked, "Is anyone here?" A voice answered, "Behind you." When they replayed the audio later, they heard 2 sets of breathing. One above the mic and one below the mic. The Strangler had learned how to be recorded. You can walk that alleyway yourself. Start at Charter Street and head east. You'll pass a narrow lane between 2 brick buildings. That's where Lydia vanished. If you feel a chill on your throat, don't touch it. Don't look back. And whatever you do, don't run, because running means you've been noticed. And then that was the Strangler of Salem. If you visit the town this October, listen closely when you walk past Charter Street. You must hear footsteps, dun 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 dun, that don't belong to you. So we really hope you liked The Strangler of Salem.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought about a situation that happened to me very similar. Probably why I don't like scary things. When I was a teen in high school, there's this place on Lake Worth in Fort Worth that it's an old insane asylum, but it was abandoned like decades ago. So all my friends decide we're going to go to it. So we go to it, and there was like jail. It was like jail cells almost. It was kind of so it was all still there. So I'm walking by, and I kid you not, I felt what she just described. I could feel the spirits.
Oh.
And I turned around because I was so startled, and I rolled down the stairs.
Are you serious?
Serious.
Oh my gosh. Well, you weren't hurt.
No, I was hurt. Let's get real.
It's even more scary fun.
But it was so freaking scary. Well, because the legend is they all escaped. But the building was still there.
Is it still
I
there?
don't know, because that was in the 90s. So I'm not sure if it's still there or not, because they built it up so much.
I'll look it up because I have been looking up
I don't know that you can.
ghost tours, because I love the hotel ones. And so I know Jen wants to go. So I've been looking up when they're going to come back to Texas. And so that we can go so I can show her what it's like.
Yes.
Because Alyssa and I did it and it was amazing. And you got to listen to everything. And there were stuff that was kind of creepy and was out of the ordinary. Because, I go into it going, well, no, that's just rigged. Oh my gosh, you're just blowing through events. But no, these things actually happened. But I know, Lori, you don't like ghost stories.
No, I like ghost
that's
stories.
those
I like haunted
stories,
houses.
the haunted houses.
Yeah.
Would you stay in a haunted hotel?
I don't know. Joey would. My husband would. He loves that stuff too.
Well, when we find it, then what we can do is we can get 2 rooms. And then you and Joey and myself and Jen. I don't know what we would do with Alyssa because she has to go.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah, y'all can take her.
You're not going.
Fine. It's not my cup of tea anymore.
Absolutely loved y'all's stories. They were creepy. You were very well told.
I loved your story also. And
I do like the stories.
yes. And so next week, we're going to do, again, with Halloween theme, we're going to do a true crime podcast story.
Okay.
So that will be for next week. And then on Halloween, we will be in our costumes and we're going to tell some scary, scary stories on Halloween night, all about anything and everything. We can talk about Michael going through the neighborhoods. We could talk about Jason in the woods. Or we could talk about Scream going,
I do have.
hello, who's this?
What's your favorite scary movie?
What's your favorite scary movie? So we have a great couple weeks coming. And we are so excited that you are here. And we really hope that you find us on our audio podcast because we really think this one is best to listen to. And then after October, we will start back into our normal podcast. So just remember, every day is a new beginning.
Every day is a new beginning.
Every day is a new beginning.
Bye.
Bye.